Hi, good afternoon. How are you? How has your week been? We're Thursday afternoon, so a lot of it is kind of behind us, which is good. We can just sort of slip into Friday and slip into the weekend. Now, I know that for some, this week's been quite interesting because you might have started going back to work. You might be starting to think about your children going back to school. I know I was. My youngest was due to go in on Tuesday, but bit of a last minute at school, did a slight U-turn, should we say, so he's not going back in now until next week. But yeah, we're sort of starting to gear up to another new normal, although it's a short period of time that he's going to be in. So I thought I would jump on live in here because I've just been spending some time today preparing for the challenge. Now, when I do an initial intro to the challenge and say, yay, I'm doing another one, I'm always like massively high energy and I can't wait to share it with you. And I get that when I watch the videos back, it's like, oh, this is going to be amazing and all this stuff comes out. And actually, if that was me, I probably wouldn't be able to take that in. So I thought, you know what, I'll just take 5 minutes of your time to talk to you in a little bit more detail about what it is, what does that challenge look like, why am I doing it, what form will it take, what am I expected to do as a participant. You know, I'd want to know all of that stuff. So I thought, right, well, I'm going to tell you because you need to know so you can make some decisions about whether or not it's right for you. And if it is, you can know what to expect, you can get all excited about it, and you can come prepared to take part, learn loads and take it forward into your business to start your development. So let's start with being calm. Look, I've even got tea now as well. That's how calm and chilled I'm going to be. So let's start with who this is for, because you might be sat thinking, well, is it me? Do you mean me? Is this going to be right for me or not? So really, I am aiming this in terms of its content at you if you are still working. So I'm expecting that you are still employed, hence the name of it. It's called Employed to Empowered Entrepreneur. So you might well be furloughed, you could be on like a reduced hours, whatever it is, you're still living the label of employed in inverted commas. But actually you're sort of, it might be subconsciously, it might be secretly, it might be kind of really overtly, and it's something that you talk about all the time, sitting on the seed of an idea, or you've maybe even started an idea which is for a business of your own. So something which you want to develop and grow. You might have even started, so you might be really early days, but it's that sort of category, so that this isn't paying the mortgage yet. This isn't something that you're about to leave your employment to dive 100% in. It's not sort of turning over that sort of money for you yet, but equally, you might just have a desire to do something, but you don't really know what it is. So if that describes you, that's who I'm going to be talking to. That is who the challenge is for. And the reason that it's quite specific about those people is because we go on a journey during the challenge. We go on a process of, okay, so this is your life now. This is your here and now. This is how you might be feeling about work. This is some of the stuff you might be experiencing. Does that mean that now's the right time to do it? Because as soon as you start thinking about changes in your life, there's lots of doubts that come up, there's lots of concerns, there's lots of yes, but not me, or yes, I'll do that when this happens. And we're going to explore that. That's where we're going to start. So that actually, when you're ready to make a decision to move your business forward and start developing, you've already done that process of, well, is it now? Is it next year? Is it the year after? Should I, shouldn't I? You've kind of gone through that process. So that's the first part, you know, where are you right now and how are you feeling about where you are right now? We then look at what you want, because unless you have already got a really, really clear picture with where you want to take your business and the life you want to create for yourself, for your family, you know, where do those dreams come from? It's really tough to start putting the building blocks in place. It's as though, you know, if you haven't got your ultimate picture, it's like starting to build a house when you've not got the architect in to draw you the plans. You know, they'd be laying bricks and someone would be building that room, and then, you know, they wouldn't know what size the lounge is going to be. You know, it would just be chaos. You need to have that overall picture of the finished piece already in your mind. So we really work on that, and we really work on starting to get some detail into that. And throughout this, it's going to be really interactive. So the group that will be on with me live are going to get asked questions. They're going to have to think while we're there. They're going to share their answers with me. And that's really what makes it. It's a beautiful two-way process of us learning about one another as we go. And the group that I did this with back in May, which was a much shorter version, really kind of got a sense of supporting one another. They were answering one another's questions while I was doing the live, and I saw things being exchanged outside of the lives as well, which, you know, that generates a great feeling that you're really part of something. So then the next stage is identifying, well, okay, so I know I want to change something. I know I've got this ideal that I'm working towards, this big vision. How am I going to get there? So that's about identifying your superpower. It's about knowing where your skills are. Now, I do not ever advocate somebody going and doing masses of retraining, because it's expensive, it's time consuming, and almost always you don't need it. You have got the skills right now to start something, to get yourself going. Now, further down the line, you might want to enhance that. You might want to be able to give something more to your clients. But to start, you do not need to retrain. And we'd spend a lot of time exploring that and exploring what comes up in our minds when we push that as well, because there's doubts that creep in, and there's some limiting beliefs that creep in, and some fabulous stories that we've been telling ourselves for years about, yeah, but people that do that are normally younger, they're this, they're the other, they're more pretty, they're whatever, you know, they haven't got an accent like me. It's amazing what stories come up when we start to look at what we would want to take to the world. So that is day 3. Day 4 is the pitfalls, because if you go into a process of changing your career path, there are pitfalls, and I'm not for a minute going to say it's all amazing, you just kind of get yourself set up and I'll show you how to do that and then you're away. There are things that you will fail on if you're not aware that they might be coming up. So we talk about the common things where people make mistakes, where they get in their own way, practical things that you can do to try and avoid those. And then the final day is super practical. So that's where I get to step into my preference, which is, you know, here are the processes that you can apply. These are the steps that you can put in place. So there are 5 key steps to actually getting your business going. So can you see that from starting off with let's really understand with where you are now, that we go through that journey together to get you to the place where you can have a list of actions that you can put in place to take your business forward. And actually that process of a journey in 5 days, in what's going to be less than 5 hours, is phenomenal. But actually to watch people do that and to share them what their plan is to take it forward and how they're going to then springboard themselves into action is amazing, because it's enough to give you the actionable steps, but it's also enough to kind of start that creative process going as well. So if that sounds of interest, please register. The benefit of registering is that you'll get all the details of where I'm going to host it, you'll get the reminders each day to tell you when we're going live, and you'll also get a summary of each day as to what we've covered. So there is a couple of tasks of homework, there's some bonuses, there's some giveaways throughout. It's going to be fabulous fun. I keep saying I really wish I was delivering it on Monday, because I feel so super pumped and ready to do this, but we've got another week. We're starting on Monday the 15th of June. We're going to do it at 8 p.m. with a view to catching you after you've had your busy day, you've done your thing with work, you've done the thing with the kids, and you can just take a little bit of time for yourself. Give me an hour, pen, paper, little drink, your choice what, and we can kind of go through that together in a more relaxed sense. I don't want you to feel that you've kind of got one eye on work and I'm distracting you during work time. So it's going to be 8 o'clock every day. So if you're interested, please register. I'll drop the link in below. It'll be fabulous to see you there. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.